They say that you are what you eat. I'm not disputing this, and obviously this is something that we have total control over. And even though it can be affected by who we hang with, it's still something at the end of the day. It comes down to our habits and our willpower, and how strong are we about pushing that chocolate mousse to the side. Something that many people don't give much thought to, though, is who they surround themselves with. They honestly don't give it much priority when they think about it, as it appears initially that we don't have a choice of who shows up in our lives. Well, just like the chocolate mousse, we do have the ultimate decision. We may not completely say no to the dessert, but we may opt for the Jell-O instead. So that may be a weird segue, but what I wanted to focus on this month is our tribe, our group, our community, whatever you want to call it. They are the people that we surround ourselves with, the people that have the most impact on us. This can be a little more difficult to control at times. I mean, yes, you can and you should decide who you are going to let into your inner circle. But let's be honest, sometimes that can be tough, and honestly, it can be downright uncomfortable if you have to decide to exclude someone that may be a family member or a friend of many, many years. So what do? Well, let's back up a bit and chat about what this can mean for your life if you purposefully surround yourself with the people that make you better. And for lack of a better term, we'll use the cliche, like-minded people. We know for a fact that the people, the energy, and the psychology of others does affect who we are and how we behave or react to different situations. Take, for example, that person that you know that rarely has anything good to say about any situation. This would probably be the glass half full person. Even if something great happens, they will find something that is potentially going to ruin it and turn it from great to bad. Often this will sound something like, well, yeah, we're all getting a long weekend, but now it just means I have to do more work around my house. Or so I may as well be at work. Or how about this one? That's great that I paid off my car, but it just means it'll break down next week and I'll have to buy another one. And now I'm going to be back in the same cruddy financial situation that I already was. That's just how my life is. Now these statements may seem harmless enough, but how does it make you feel? Probably a bit bummed. And you did nothing to bring that on except choose who make up your people. So let's look at the people in your life who show up every day. They have your back and they can feel your dreams. How does that feel? If you're like most of us, it brings even a higher level of excitement and joy to the things that you love. They're a catalyst that takes you to the next level without even trying. Let me ask you this. Are you that person that's super motivated, ready to try the next new thing or even create the next new thing, and you want the support of those around you? I see this all the time. People that are so excited for the next great adventure in their lives, just to have a friend, coworker, or family member react in such a way that they walk away from what could have been an amazing, uplifting conversation filled with energy turn into one that makes them second guess their goals or their dreams. This is so sad, and in my opinion, it's super selfish and mean. I mean, these are supposed to be our biggest supporters and our cheerleaders, our friends and our families. So why do the negative people sneak into our lives and embed themselves in a place where, if we're honest with ourselves, they're truly not welcome? Because we're human, and relationships are not always those of our choosing initially. Sometimes we don't realize what negative energy someone brings to the table until we feel like it's too late to make a change, or we don't feel like it's appropriate to fire them from our circle. It may even be a close family member that's a parent or a sibling that we're going to likely be a part of our lives at some level. This must be where the saying came from that says we don't get to pick our family. As cruel as that can sound, it is the truth. But what is really cool is that we do get to pick who we spend the majority of our time with. So common sense and just the fact that we need to be nice says that we cannot and should not make a list of all the people in our lives and just start crossing off anyone that may not be exactly in alignment with our level of optimism or personal growth. This is simply not realistic, and quite frankly, it's a little harsh. What we have to realize, though, is that likely you're going to have those people in your world that would not be your first choice to motivate and support you, but that's okay. We need to still appreciate these people and appreciate that they will have a space in our lives, but we get to decide how big that space is. Another way to look at it is that even though we know that we cannot change these people unless they have a desire to change, we may just rub off on them a little bit. I've experienced this personally, as I have a family member who's extremely negative and who literally called me Pollyanna. I'm not going to lie, it pissed me off. Like I was the one who was a bad person because I chose to look at the positive side of every situation that I can. Really? However, a couple years have passed, and not only did she apologize for that remark, she actually is coming around to agree with me when I point out the positive points of what could be a negative situation. Now, I don't know if she's just rolling over or if I'm actually making some progress. I choose to think maybe I'm getting to her. Next step, though, is for her to find the positives on her own. So maybe, just maybe, we are blessed with those people so that we can help them expand their worlds as well. So I'm going to go with that. But rather than focus all of your thought on those people's, what I encourage you to do is look at the people in your life that elevate you. They encourage you, challenge you, and they love you for who you are. And put simply, are not negative Nellies. We know that the top 5 people that you spend the most time with are the ones that will take you to the levels that you want to go to. Now be careful though, because this can work the opposite as well. And if those 5 people are downers, they will drag you down with them. So who are your top 5? Do they need to get shuffled around a bit so that you're spending time with those that are crazy good? By looking at it this way, you're not eliminating people per se, just funneling your time in a different direction possibly. Now, you may look at your list of people and determine that there are some that are truly toxic and they need to move on. This would not be unusual, and I've seen it time after time during this exercise that seems so innocent on the forefront. I mean, it's just a list of people, right? If you find people on your list that you truly feel are going to be a long-term negative influence in your world and you just can't get past it, then it may be time to cut those ties. But be gentle. Likely they don't know what they're doing. Now, in the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be diving into relationships in different areas of our lives and how those affect us and what we can do to ensure that we are not only surrounding ourselves with people that want to grow and they want to change with us, but to also be the person that enhances the lives of those around us. After all, we're the other people's group of 5 most powerful influencers, and that, my friends, is a big responsibility. I look forward to next time, and please comment below and share this post with your 5 people. Until next time, it's your choice to focus forward.
Let's be revolutionary.